Hi everybody, I'm Gaynor MacArthur and I am the current president of EO Cape Town, and this is my beautiful friend sitting across from me.
And I'm Julia Bedford, and I'm the former president of Cape Town a few years ago, and Gaynor was on my board, so we're very close, and we're also in forum together in EO. So yeah, it's lovely to be having a chat with you, Gaynor.
Thank you, Jules. So I've been in EO for about 8 years now, and I know that your journey has been very different to my journey, and but both you and I really agree, and we have resonance in terms of what leadership looks like, specifically for female bodies in our chapter itself. And I think what I'd like to talk about is that whole vulnerability aspect to, leadership, specifically around females. And what really resonated with me was when I joined EO, I was stripped from all vulnerability. All my peers were males. I pretty much behaved like a male. And I thank EO for allowing me that sense of vulnerability and owning my femininity again. And I think that's something that we absolutely can talk to from what leadership looks like in terms of bringing females into such an amazing organization.
Absolutely, Gaynor. And as you remember, when I picked my board 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was, I deliberately chose 50% of the board to be female because I wanted to increase the female membership within EO. But like you, I've worked in a very male-dominated industry for a very long time and had to put on this mask of kind of, being the strong person and having to deal with all those men. And as a strong female leader, you become known as a bitch. And, what EO certainly taught me was rather lead with vulnerability and show your true self. And that's a strength in itself. So that has been a gift. And I've actually taken them back to my company. So when we have our meetings now, they hate it, but I get people to be really vulnerable at the start of the meeting. And when we do our team building, I encourage everybody to share. And there were so many, and we're mostly women. And there's so many of them who were so uncomfortable with doing that. And I think that's one of the gifts we can share, is that even with the men, is getting to that place where we can be vulnerable, and that's actually a strength, and actually how that builds connection as well.
And to your point, Jules, I think for me, what's been absolutely profound to what you're saying is leading with heart is definitely something that didn't come very naturally to me, because it wasn't the natural instinct that I had built up during my time of learning to be a leader. I mean, I was really hard, I was tough, I was relentless. Showing any form of vulnerability was seen as a sign of weakness. And what's been absolutely just poignant in terms of joining EO is that it was the males in my actual forum that really helped me to be vulnerable. And so that's a kind of an odd thing as well, because one would automatically assume that females bring that sense of vulnerability to a forum or to a chapter. And so I do think, that there are definitely levels of what EO does in terms of how they've also allowed men to be vulnerable, and allowing them to lean into a sense of an emotion that's uncomfortable for them, that they can talk about as well. And I often talk about the duality of my life, where I had these two dual personalities. I had one that was in work, and then I had one that was at home. And it was very difficult to switch between the two until I joined EO. And yeah, I guess that, leading with heart and leaning into the authenticity of just who you are speaks volumes for what a great leader needs to look like and how they show up every day.
Absolutely. And I'd love to unpack. So how do we get more women leaders to step up in EO? I think in MEPA we have a very good percentage of female leadership, or female members, but quite a few of the chapters don't have enough females, and I'd really love to promote that within EO, that we get much more women, and even then when we have them, that they step into leadership positions, so on the path of leadership, because I think even though they are leaders of their businesses, we talked about this today as sort of this imposter syndrome, but, how do we get women to step up as leaders within EO and really encourage them? And I think that is maybe us just sitting here as women talking about it and saying, this is great. If I had a friend share with me the other day, she actually brought me into EO 9 years ago, and she said, oh my gosh, Julia, when you came, you were like this rough diamond, and now you're this shiny diamond. And I was like, I didn't know if I should take that well or not, but I really reflected on it, and I thought, well, actually that's so true, is that through this journey I've gained confidence, and I stand proudly in front of a room and speak, from my heart, as you say, from a place of vulnerability that is authentic. And I didn't do that before. And I really want to share that gift with other women within the organization and promote them to step up into these roles.
I think the point that you make is such a very valid point, because I don't think enough women actually just own their space and are comfortable enough to say yes. From a leadership perspective, they shy away from, and I certainly still do. I know that I sometimes need to be pushed to do things that I feel are uncomfortable, but it's really that imposter syndrome more than anything else. Am I enough? Am I good enough? Really, do I own the space? I think we just need to say yes.
Absolutely.
Because you never know. And so to all the amazing women out there, if you don't think you're enough, or you don't think you're good enough, or you don't think that you're an amazing leader, come and join us. Come and talk to us. Let us share our journey with you, because we need to share our story as well, and we don't share our story enough.
Absolutely. And I kind of think back also, I take full credit, Gaynor, for you stepping into the president role, because I pushed you a bit. But if I just look from an outsider and look at your journey and how you've blossomed over the last year, it's just such a beautiful thing to see. And I hope that you acknowledge and own that sometimes we do need other women just to say, wow, I see in you something that's incredible, and let's support each other to do that, as you say, and push you into areas that perhaps feel a little bit uncomfortable. And I had a mentor in EO say to me once, when I was kind of being pushed into a position as well, and also when I was nominated to be president, I was deeply uncomfortable with whether I could do that. And one of my mentors in EO said to me, Julia, you don't choose leadership. Leadership chooses you. Yeah. And it just stuck with me so many times when I was pushed into areas. I thought, can you do this? Can you really step up into this role? And then when you do, the beauty that comes with it, and the self-realization that comes, and the confidence that grows from it.
Well, thank you for saying that. That's very kind of you. And I think, we need to be curious, and we need to have this growth mindset that we talk about often, and we talk ourselves down instead of talking ourselves up. Yeah. And so, to your point, it is so very important that as females, that we do support each other. Females do need to support each other a little bit more, but I think the wonderful gift of EO is that there are so many wonderful men in EO who are incredibly supportive of the females in our chapter as well. And so kudos to them too. And if I could maybe just be selfish just for a couple of seconds, I was absolutely petrified stepping into the role of president. But oh my God, I have loved it. I have so owned it. And somebody said to me when I was absolutely having moments of absolute anxiety about this role, I don't know how I'm going to fit into creating and walking in such big shoes. And they said, why would you want to walk in anybody's shoes? You got small feet. Create your own shoes. Make your own, create your own magic. And those words always stuck with me. It stuck with me because at the end of the day, all you can do is build on the momentum that other people have brought, and not letting anybody down. And so I've really loved it, and I think I've absolutely owned it as well. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for believing in me.
Awesome, Gaynor. Well, I believe in you because we're forum buddies, so I'm such a fan. Thanks for the chat.
Yeah, thank you. And if I could say to anybody listening to this podcast today, and to all the EO members who are interested, we are hosting Igniting Cape Town in June next year. We expect to see all of you there next year because Cape Town knows how to party. Cape Town knows how to bring on the gears, and you definitely don't want to suffer from FOMO. So come and join us. Come and feel the vibe of just experiencing one of the most friendliest chapters in the world.